Good morning, Unity of Greenville. How is everyone this morning? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to all of you that are joining us via streaming. We are so glad that you have taken of your Sunday morning to be here with us, trusting that you get some good spiritual nourishment to head into your week with. Just to let you know, it's National Cookie Day. I think that's to be celebrated and recognized, yes. I haven't had a cookie yet this morning, so I have yet to celebrate that, but it's very important. It's very important. I want to invite you to take a breath. It is a busy time of the year. I think we need to stop and take conscious breaths as often as we can remember to during this time so that we don't get ourselves overwhelmed. So this morning, taking these nice deep breaths, just allowing yourself to be present here in this moment, fully letting go of whatever else exists outside of these walls, and knowing that today you are centered in God. Today's affirmation, centered in God, I am a peaceful presence. If you'd like to say that with me this morning, centered in God, I am a peaceful presence. Stepping away from the busyness of holiday preparations and the important work that must be completed before year's end, I continue my Advent journey by practicing peace in the present moment wherever I am. I am gracious, listen to this, folks, I am gracious with store clerks and servers in restaurants. I add positive, peaceful thoughts to conversations. When I'm traveling, I bless other drivers. Oh my gosh, I better read that one again because I have a hard time with that one. When I'm traveling, I bless other drivers with whom I share the road and my fellow passengers on public transportation.
Does trying count?
Well, I'm not, hey, peace flows. It can be particularly trying when you're on Woodruff Road, I know. Peace flows from that place in consciousness where God's presence fills my awareness. I need not find a quiet corner. When I am willing, anywhere can be a peaceful sanctuary. The peace of God refreshes me and goes with me as I return to the activities of the day. Wherever I go, whatever I'm doing, I am a peaceful presence. Psalms 29:11 reminds us, may the Lord give strength to his people. May the Lord bless his people with peace. And let's say this morning, I am blessed with peace. I am blessed with peace. All right, Reverend James.
All right, everybody. How are you this morning? Now that you're all seated and you look so comfortable, can we all stand together? All right, why don't you find somebody to welcome this morning? Tell them you're glad to see them. Give them a little fist bump or a high five or a hello, whatever works for you. Walking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree. Have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Play it, Chris. You will get a sentimental
Now, before you're seated, tell somebody, say, you're really rocking it this morning.
Really rocking it this morning.
And you may be seated. All right. We're going to invite the children up at this time. Come on down, guys. Here they come. Yeah. Look how beautiful you are. Yeah, just woke up. What do you mean? All right. Are you guys excited about Christmas or anything yet?
Yeah.
Maybe? You are, aren't you?
excited.
Yeah. All right. So, did you notice we have Christmas trees here today? All decorated. We had a team that put it together. Who all was here? Lori and Melinda and Howard and Sharon. Thank you guys
Yay. Thank you so much.
really appreciate it. It's beautiful. It's for the kid and all of us, right? Yeah. All right, you guys ready to sing?
I guess he is doing that one.
Oh, ha, 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 ha. We're going to do a Christmas song.
Okay.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Hey.
All right. All right. We're going to send you guys off to your classes now. You ready to go? We love you. We bless you. And we behold the Christ in you. We appreciate you. And we bless your teachers too. And so it is. All right. How many here will make a promise to say a prayer for our children this week? Will you do that? Yeah. It's always a good thing. Guitar solo. Here we go. You feeling all right today? Are you sure? Are you really sure? Very sure. Okay. All right. I just wanted to be sure that you were sure. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. How's your Advent journey going thus far? Good. Oh, I can? Sure.
All right. So, we've been on this journey. We've started last week. We're headed to Bethlehem, metaphorically speaking.
Okay, metaphorically speaking, we
Yes.
just lit the candle for peace.
Oh.
And we just lit the candle for hope, faith last
Okay.
week.
All
Someone
right.
got a... You may absolutely
got-
light that candle.
I know the pink one's the third week, so let's.
It's the front two
The,
ones.
the front
Yep.
two.
So there you go.
Thank you, sir.
And by the way, this is Jim Carey. That's his real name. And Jim is from Hawaii, and he's from the Unity of Hawaii. And we're just really happy to have him today. And I spoke with him before the service, and he's going to meet right up here right after the service. And he is a tour guide, and he does history about Hawaii. And he can tell you about what's going on right now with the volcano and all of that. And he loves to tell stories. And so for about 15 minutes, right after the service, if you want to hear more about Jim and what he does, he's going to meet right over here in this corner. Just come on down, and he'll share maybe 15 minutes worth of stories and answer any questions that you might have. Isn't it wonderful? We're happy that you're here, Jim.
Yeah.
I love all your movies, man. It's just great. All right. All right. So Matthew 2:11 says, when they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And Proverbs 20:27 says, the spirit of a man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inner depths of the heart. How many know that you have a candle inside of you? How many know that you're lit this morning? Your candle is lit, right? So the candle symbolizes light, shining in the dark places, especially in your individual life. How many understand that this is an individual journey and it is also a collective journey, right? Because my individual movements and your individual movements affect everybody else. You are a stone in the pond, and your life ripples out and touches others. So if you don't believe that you have impact, then somebody didn't tell you, because you do. Everybody here has impact. We impact the world every time we get up in the morning. Whenever you get out of bed, you make your breakfast, and you fill your heart with gratitude, and you move toward whatever your work is, whatever your career, your job, or your retirement, whatever it is, then you are adding to that energy, that movement of life, that experience of joy. And, you know, when I look at people, when you look at somebody, it's important to understand that everybody has this within them. Everybody is moving toward the good, whether they know it or not, whether they think it or not, even if you're in a destructive pattern. How many understand that there's some people living in a destructive cycle these days? Say it with me. Oh. Or yeah, ooh. Right? So there are many patterns. But the key is to understand and know that inside of you is a light. There's a light inside of you. Now, I don't believe the light ever goes out, but it can be hidden. It can be hidden because of our unconsciousness, because of our lack of awareness. Say it with me. I'm aware.
I'm aware.
I'm awake.
I'm awake.
And I'm fully conscious.
Fully conscious.
And I have my coffee too.
And I have my coffee.
So we touched briefly last week on the idea of the East and the star. We talked about Herod and how Herod was representative of our ego as we journey through to Bethlehem. So the East, the star that the wise men were following, came from the East, and the wise men came from the East. And this wasn't a coincidence, was it?
Not a bit.
Uh-huh.
So when the wise men came from the east, it represents, anytime you read in spiritual literature and it talks about coming from the east, it's talking about coming from a spiritual perspective, okay? Because almost all spiritual teachings came from the east. Did you know that Jesus was what? Middle Eastern. He was an Eastern teacher, wasn't he? Right?
And the star arose in the east, and the wise men started traveling toward the star before, in the stories, the two gospels that tell the story of the birth of Christ, before the birth was even announced. So that movement towards, you know, the spiritual and the light and the truth happens long before the Christ is ever revealed to us.
Absolutely.
There is a move towards that.
Absolutely. And that Christ's light represents the guidance. The guidance. Not only is it that candle that illuminates you, but it is also your guiding light. That light will guide you if you will allow it. Mm-hmm. And you'll be able to be moved by the Spirit within you. And that candle, that light will expand when you are moving toward things that bring you joy, that bring you peace, right?
Also, when it's fulfilling that which you have inside of you. I have often said, and I do believe that it's true, that one of the reasons I think why so many people don't find unity until later in their life is because we know we have a yearning for something and we're moving towards something, but early in our lives we tend to think that that's the perfect partner or the perfect career or getting the house and the things. And when we move in those directions and we get those things, we find out that it still hasn't filled that yearning, that which we feel there's a specific thing to feel that. We know that there's still that yearning and that hunger for something, and that's when we start going, oh, well, maybe there's something outside of just this physical, this physical world that I need to look at. And so we step into exploring our spiritual journey, and that, that we talk about the God-shaped hole, that there's something that is going to fill that, and it's only that is shaped the same. It's that God-filled hole, and only that will fill that. But we feel that drawing and that yearning.
And too, it's like some people, I was the kind of person when I was 16, or 15, I was going to the library. And I was reading all the books on quantum physics and spirituality. And I was studying all these things because I wanted to know. I wanted to understand. I read all about all the different religions because there was something in me. And it's beautiful to see that there young people today are waking up. And they're coming into their spiritual truth sooner. So much sooner than some in the past have. So we know that it is that light that leads us to discover and uncover our Christ nature, right? We know that we have a Christ nature in us. I know that we've been told by some traditions that we have a sinful nature, right?
Shake your head, no.
And we do have an ego, and we can follow in the path of that, But what we want to focus on is the light, because the more you focus on the light, the darkness gets less and less and less and less, right? Yeah. So Christ is the light and the understanding and guides us away from the darkness or the ego or the ignorance of unconsciousness. Yeah. How many understand there's a lot of sleeping beauties in the world today? Aren't there? They don't know how beautiful, they don't know how wonderful they are. They don't know that they possess this ability, this talent, this enlivenedness within them. Yeah. And so they need a handsome prince or princess to come along and give them a kiss. Right?
He's been watching too many Hallmark movies.
They need a kiss. And what is the kiss? The kiss is a kiss of restoration. It is a kiss of remembrance. Yeah. Do you know who you are? That's the true kiss. When you kiss another person, I'm not talking about, puckering up with your lips, even though that feels pretty good. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kiss of awakening of consciousness. And when you, it's like, keep it simple, sweetie. Sometimes we give people way too much. We want to tell everybody all that we know, all at once. And people cannot handle that. Are you listening to me? People can't handle the entire enchilada. You gotta break it down and give them a little piece at a time. Just give people what they need in that moment. See, our ego says, well, I'm so spiritual, I know so much. Well, I'm into all that heavy revy, that heavy revelation. I know deep stuff. Well, then keep it simple, sweetie. Keep it simple, right? Just give people what they need in the moment. They may just need a little piece of bread, They just, whatever it is, that they may need somebody just to be with them, to listen, to share. That's all that Jesus ever did. He would go out of his way, and he'd end up somewhere sitting by a well. right? That was not really part of the journey, but something within him just kind of pulled him in that direction. He was set by a little woman who was just upset, concerned. And he only gave her what she needed. Didn't give her too much. It's just like a little baby. You can't overfeed them, right? You just give them what they need in that moment. Can you see the importance of that?
Yeah. So you're talking about the light, there is such power in the light, because you can take a completely light room and introduce a speck of darkness and it's not seen. But if you did just the opposite and you have a completely dark room and you introduce a speck of light, it's seen. So the light is so powerful. Mm-hmm. It's important to remember that.
Absolutely.
Even just a speck. You're talking about simplicity. Jesus, he did speak in simplicities. He used things as simple as a fish and a loaf of bread, a mustard seed. He used those simple things to get across very powerful messages.
Absolutely. We're doing the Advent. The Advent candles are a progression. They are a progression. We start with hope and faith. What is faith? Faith is positive trust, or trust in the positive. That's where you have to start. You have to trust that there is a positive reason for your life, that there is something good about yourself, and you move in that direction. And secondly, which is what we're talking about today, is the initiation into peace. How many understand you got to be initiated into it? You got to give yourself to it. You got to let yourself go into it, right? It's like you can't just jump up and down and say, all right, I want peace. And you get a sign that says, we want peace. Wait a minute. What do you do to get peace? Well, you just sit down and breathe. Become aware of your breath. Become aware of that Christ nature, that spirituality that is within you, right? And then as we move from peace, then we're going to be talking next week about the baptism. We're going to baptize everybody into love, right? And then the fullness is the fullness of joy. Because once all of these principles are activated within you, then you enter into the fullness of joy. And life is worth living, right? Because it gives meaning and purpose. I'm not just out here, flipping around on whatever, but man, I've got a purpose, I've got a direction, I've got a journey, I've got a path to walk now, right?
This initiation into peace is what allows us then to have that baptism into love, because when I can be at peace with the way you are, with the way I am, with the way circumstances are, then I can express that love.
Yes.
It's hard to express the love if I can't be in a place where I'm at peace with how things are. I'm at peace with how you are acting.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So you got that right, how you are acting.
In other words, she's learned how to put up with me. No.
So that initiation of, the peace coming before the love is really important, because we have to be able to just make peace with what is, with what shows up for us, with the way people are, with the way that we are. And that light, just that little tiny pinprick of light, is all we need to have that hope that something can be different, that we could move towards a different way of being. And then the light begins to grow, and it moves and transforms from that more hopeful state into that faith, into that knowing that you know that you know.
Yeah.
So it is a progression.
Absolutely.
It is a journey through all of this. And the journey doesn't happen necessarily in the way that we're presenting it either. It's not it's not just you're going to do this and then this is going to happen and this. You may find yourself way over here in the journey and then over here in the journey. You may, but you journey through all of it.
But it's the journey.
It's a journey, and you journey through all of it.
Let's say together, I am the path that I am on.
That I am on.
You're the path.
You're the
Right.
path.
You're the path.
Mm-hmm.
So this light of illumination resolves itself into the wisdom of peace.
Ah, yes. the
How many
wisdom.
have discovered the wisdom of peace and peacemaking and peacekeeping and being at peace with yourself? Have
I
you
didn't
discovered
see
that
any
wisdom?
hands go up.
Well,
Are you contemplating that idea?
it's
Maybe
all
that's
on
it?
the inside, babe.
Okay, all right, okay.
It's all on the inside.
I have definitely discovered that it is much wiser to be at peace with people and with myself than to be in disharmony and upset.
Now let's
Oh,
talk.
there they go. Okay, all right, they got it.
Let's talk about the three wise guys.
Mo, Larry, and Curly?
No, the other ones
Oh, okay.
who were following the star. They were following the star.
The three wise guys, yeah.
Yeah, they were following the light to the Christ nature. And who were these guys? They were the Zoroastrian priests from the ancient cities of Media and Persia. And they were reputed to possess powers of divination. They were astrologers. And they were called magi, or short for magicians. And they used inner or hidden abilities to follow that light, that star. And the point is that they were guided from within. The true star they were looking at was on the inside of them. Say it with me. I am the star.
I am the star.
I am the star. But you might ask, well, James, was there a little star, literal star? Well, perhaps.
Maybe.
Because the outer reflects the inner. So perhaps there was a supernova, a comet, a solar flare, or an alignment of planets. And that's very possible. So these fellows, they were, astrologers, and in which that would make sense. And back
Yes,
in
because
those
they would have
days-
been studying the stars, they would have known, in the literal sense, to be looking up
Yes,
where the stars were at. So it absolutely makes sense.
that's right. And see, back in those days, everybody practiced astrology. Did you know that? Isn't that interesting? Because they were considered the scientists of those days. And they used the study of the stars along with their intuition to see through the movement of the planets how things were unfolding in the world. And some people can do that, Some people have that ability. They were also called kings, but they were not kings who ruled over countries or some physical domain, but they ruled over their own body, their mind, and their spirit. If you're going to be king, if you're going to be queen, be the king, queen of you, right? Rule over your body, your mind, and your spirit. That's your domain. That was the true wisdom that they possessed. They believed that the baby that would be born would become a spiritual teacher, not a national leader. Because a lot of folks were looking for somebody to come in and straighten this world out, and change everything. And a lot of people are still looking for that today.
Yep.
And they're looking outside themselves. When the truth of it is, you are the star. You are the king, queen of your own life. We've been waiting on you. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Right?
Even the disciples who traveled with Jesus and were with him all the time and heard all of his teachings thought that up until the very last minute he was going to rise up and there would be a
Overthrow the government.
Yeah, there would be an overthrowing, there would be a physical altercation all the way. I mean, even the people that were closest to him at the time still didn't get that, I've come to show you a different way.
I read the internet.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I kind of suspected you did.
And there's stuff on there that is thousands of years old.
Ooh.
There's always a group trying to overthrow the government, thinking that that is what is going to heal the world. Right? But that's not the whole point. The point is the people have to change. Because even if you get a new form of government that's different than the government we have now, you're still going to be putting unconscious people in charge. Now tell me something. Is that wise? No. So we've got to get the cart before the horse before the cart. I knew we had to turn it around. Because the revelation is that the government will change when we change. Because I'm going to tell you something. Let's say this together. I am the government.
The government.
It's not a them and us. Right? The government is for the people, of the people, by the people. We're the people. Say it with me. I'm the people.
So if Jesus had rose up and there had been a physical altercation of overthrowing the government, it would have accomplished absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so his whole idea was, I'm going to show you what happens when you come from that, we're stepping on next week, unconditional love.
Yeah.
You know.
It's okay.
But the get there is that making peace,
Yeah.
you know.
And making peace with the opposites.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of opposites right now? Can you make peace with that? Because you got to marry the two.
Yeah.
Because the two must become what? One. How do they become one? They have to get married. Can you imagine what it would be like if all there's 8 billion people now,
I know, I heard.
as of
On
2
the
weeks
internet.
ago. That's
Yeah.
what the internet told
Yeah.
me. There are 8 billion people now.
Yeah.
And if we were all married to each other, and treated each other with dignity and respect and with kindness and with care.
But what about those people over there?
Huh?
What about those people over there?
Except for them. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
No.
the way we're taught, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to make peace, the calm surrender of the mind. It's making peace with yourself. Because why do they agitate us so much? It's because there's still something in me that can be agitated.
Yeah.
Right? The Buddha said those who are free of resentful thoughts will surely find peace.
So, back up what you just said.
Yeah.
If I get agitated, it's because there's something in me
Yes.
that's still agitatable.
That's correct.
So truly, when I'm driving on Woodruff Road and the people in front of me are agitating, it really has nothing to do with them? Even though they're bad drivers. It has nothing to do with them?
They make the suggestion, but it's up to me to make the decision about what I'm going to do about what they do. Right?
That's a big one to swallow, isn't it?
It is. It is.
That it's really all about me.
That's why you have to do what the Buddha says and let go of the
Yes.
resentment.
Yes.
It's the resentment we carry around with us. We resent people. We resent the powers that be. We
Yes.
resent our bosses. We resent the people who at the driver's license
Chose
place.
to drive with me on Woodruff Road.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we carry this resentment with us.
Yeah.
You think about the word resentment. I'm sending it out over and over and over. I keep sending out the message of bitterness and anger.
And expecting it.
And that's what comes back.
We do. We have such expectations. It's like, if I can make peace before I ever get to Woodruff Road, you are going to Woodruff Road. This is what it's going to be like. You're willingly putting yourself there. You know what it's going to be. Make peace with that. Don't sit in the line of traffic and...
Woodruff Road is just the practice.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's a practice.
It's the metaphor. Yeah.
It's the practice.
It is. It's the practice. But it's like, because you early on go, oh, I got to go to Woodruff Road. You know what hell that's going to be, right? That's going to be a nightmare. You expect it. You prepare yourself for that.
Yeah.
Rather than, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm choosing to do this, and I'm going to allow myself to be present with what comes up.
Yeah.
And have no expectations about it and share in the journey with all the other people that have put themselves there with me.
Here's what the Tao says. Those who know do not talk. Those who talk do not know. Stop talking. Meditate in silence.
I'm not going to take that personally.
Blunt your sharpness. Release your worries.
Yeah.
Harmonize your inner light and become one with the dust. Become one with this plane, with this realm. See, we're not here to antagonize and to rebuke and to destroy. We're here to make peace and to be one with. Does that make sense? See, you can be one with somebody and not agree with anything they say. Right, Leah? You can be one with anybody if you let yourself, because I'm one with that light that's in you, because I know that's who you really are. You're the soul that's peeking out those eyeballs. Right? You are the light, the divine light that will never die, that has always been and always will be. Let's take a breath of that together. Shalom. I love that word, shalom. Peace is one of the underlying principles of the Torah. In Proverbs 3:17 it says, her, Sophia, wisdom, her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are shalom. Let's say together, my path is shalom. Wow.
Yeah.
Matthew 5:15, Jesus said, neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it gives light to all that are in the house. What was he saying? He said, make it a priority. Make it a priority. Don't hide your light. Shine it. It's okay to shine.
Yeah.
I know there are those, there's the Christ, and the Bible talks about the Antichrist. What is it's the instead of. Everything that is instead of the truth. That's the anti. That is what keeps us from experiencing the genuineness of that Christ nature that we already are. We just have to familiarize ourselves and remember that's who I am. I am love. I don't need to try to get it from you. I am love. Right? I am peace. Takes discernment. Takes discernment to be able to discern that which feeds you and upholds you and gives you a sense of wellness and wholeness. You can tell that, can't you? There's a lot of rah-rah people around, and all they want to do is just pull you out of yourself and cause you to follow something that is really unconscious. But we have to have discernment. And the way you get discernment is to stop talking and go into silence. Meditate on peace and let it become you. Let it become you. I am peace. I am the peace. Well, 2,000 years ago, in that little cave, as the story goes, it was a dark night. It was a dark, sacred night. Wow. And so we're going to turn down the lights, and Melissa's going to come. She's going to sing for us a song that preps us so that we can go from the darkness into the light.
No.
Wrong light. We don't need that till later. Thank you, though. Thanks for thinking of us.
That's funny.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by His cradle we stand. So led by light of a star sweetly gleaming, here come the wise men from Orient land. The King of Kings lay thus in lowly manger, in all our trials, born to be our friend. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Truly He taught us to love one another. His law is love, and His gospel is peace. Chains shall He break, for the slave is our brother, and
was perfect, flawless. And where does this all point to? It points to the spirit within. Who you really are, what you really are. So this morning we just allow ourselves to dissolve back into that state of oneness, communion, connection, state of peace and rest. Let your soul rest this morning. Let your mind rest. Let your body rest for a while. Some of us, we've been pushing really hard, working hard. So busy. This morning, just take a moment and just be. Experience your holy night right now. Let it unfold. Just let it be who you are in this moment. The peace that passes human comprehension. I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with me. And because I'm at peace with me, I'm at peace with you. And so if you know of someone that you'd like to pray for and affirm the positive good, I invite you to bring them into your mind, your awareness, your thoughts, and hold a feeling of well-being for yourself and for them. As you sit here this morning, just allow that energy to build and to grow. And we give the gift of peace. The gift of peace. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to fight with you. I just want to be with you. Present. Aware. Awake. I send you peace today, my friend. May your circumstances resolve into peace. May your fears dissolve into peace. May it become your focus now. I love you. I bless you. I see you as you truly are, the light of the Christ. And I release you now to walk your path. And this morning, let us hold in our hearts peace for the world. Peace for all nations, all governments, all people, all children, all women, all men. Peace, 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 peace. Just hold that feeling, let it build. We're grateful for this community. And we know that we are building on a foundation of peace. We are peacekeepers, peacemakers. We're grateful and thankful for each and every star that shines, each one that lights up, that wakes up and remembers who they are. Thank you for showing up and just being you. And so now, I invite you to just spend another moment in the silence, just luxuriating in the peace of God. And so now, in the name of the Christ, in the nature of love and joy and peace, we say amen. So it is. So it shall be. All right. Slowly turn the lights back on. Feeling good? Thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate it. I want to tell you about an event we've got coming up this Wednesday, this December 7th, which is a famous day. We're going to have a global peace meditation that we're going to live stream right from here to the whole entire world, and whoever in the world out there will tune in. But we invite you to come and to be with us. We're going to be saying some prayers. We're going to have some music. Melissa's going to be here. Don't want to miss her. Chris is going to be here on the guitar, and then Jeff is going to be here on the drums. And it's going to be a fantastic night. And we'll be doing a little chanting of a song that we just wrote for this event. And we'll be saying prayers for everybody. We're going to include everybody. We're going to pray for all 7 continents. We're going to pray in the 4 winds, the 4 elements. You know, we're going to pray for each other. And it's a little less than an hour. We're just going to go with it and flow with it and have a good time. So if you want to bring your energy to this meeting and be with us here live, we'd really appreciate it, because then we'll pull all that energy together and send it out to the world. Does that sound good? Mm-hmm. So come on out, 6:30 this Wednesday. And if you're watching online, you'll be able to see it, at 6:30. So, all right. Sandy, do you have some important messages for us today? Let's give Sandy a hand this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. And as James said, I'm Sandy Leib, and I am honored to be serving as platform assistant this morning. And James did tell us about the event that's coming up 6:30 on Wednesday. I hope everybody can come. It sounds like a beautiful, beautiful time. And I think it's also a time when we're celebrating the dedication of the beautiful quilt that was designed and created by Susan Tower Camp. The next announcement I have is about the angel tree. Thank you so much for being so generous. Every angel tree tag was taken. And next week, December the 11th, next Sunday, is the last day to drop those off. Remember, do not wrap them. Put your tag on the package and then just drop them off here at the church, and we will distribute them next week. Next Sunday also, you're going to want to be prepared for something a lot of fun. The Unity Kids are going to put on a Christmas show right after the service. So plan to stay here. It's part of a fundraiser for them. You know, they always go to rally, and they need extra funds to be able to make that happen for everybody. So they're going to be putting on a little show for you Christmas, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I guarantee. And we have a lot of other things going on at our church. Be sure to check out the website. You have done a beautiful job on the website. Thank you so much. It is very easy to follow and to see what's going on here in our community. So make sure you check that out. Is there anybody here that's joining us for the very first time? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. It is so nice to have you, and our ushers will give you a packet of information if you have not already gotten it. And please fill out the little card so we can stay in touch with you. Drop it in the basket. We also have prayer chaplains available this morning. Rocky is going to be one of the prayer chaplains, and I also am. So if you're in need of prayer or want to share some gratitudes and joy, we will meet you right back here on the left side exit. There's a little doorway, and that's where we will meet you for prayer. And if you would like to put a prayer request in the prayer box, there's one in the back corner. There's a prayer box back there. And you can also call into Silent Unity. I think Silent Unity is one of the strongest things our community all worldwide has going on. They are beautiful, lovely people. They are there 24/7 to help you out. So thank you so much to all the volunteers who make this happen. Give them a little cheer and encouragement. And blessings to all of you. Thank you.
All right, and don't forget there's a 50-50 raffle going on, right? You want to tell us about that?
I'm sorry, I've got two other things. I'm sorry, James. Yes, the 50-50 raffle. So we're selling tickets still for the 50-50 raffle. Whatever we take in, 50% of that goes to the winner, and 50% stays here in our church community. Janet, I believe, will be in the back selling the raffle tickets. Now, next week is when we're going to be drawing the ticket. So you have this Sunday to purchase, and then we will sell some tickets Sunday morning next week. So make sure you get those. They're $5 each. And I also want to mention that there is a staff bonus appreciation box in the back if you would like to show your appreciation for all that our staff does to make this happen week in and week out. Please feel free to make a contribution to that box. And now I hope I've got everything. I am so sorry.
Thank you, Sandy. Let's give her a hand. Sandy is also our accountant, and she takes care of the funds, and we're so happy about that. In fact, we've got a little slide that we're going to put up right now as we get ready to receive our offering. We appreciate our ushers getting ready for that. And as long as we're in the green, we're good, right? And November, we're in the green, right? Isn't that wonderful? And that's all because of you, and it's all because of the generous gifts of people who want to support this mission, this vision that we have to bring unity, to bring peace into the world, and to practice love. Not just talk about it, but to practice it. So when you give here, you're not just giving, to some organization. You're giving to yourself, right? You're giving to purpose. You're giving to what's important, right? Because I believe that what we do here is important. Don't you? You feel it's important? I really feel it. So anyway, let's say together,
Divine
love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all I receive, and all that I am. Thank you so much for your giving today. All right, so Melissa's going to come and do a little song for us. Keep us in that Christmas spirit.
Oh, that's not it.
I didn't know Michael Bublé was here today.
We're having some technical difficulties this morning.
It's the one you started to play earlier.
It's all good.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I know I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Oh yeah, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, with those treetops glistening and children listening to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I know, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. White Christmas this year, right? Yes! I'm no Michael Bublé, but hey. Woo! Yeah, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
So Michael Bublé, eat your heart out. Oh man, that's great. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I want to thank Chris for playing for us this morning. Thank you, Chris. And for Leah, I want to thank our tech team in the back. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. All of our volunteers, all of the people that make it all happen every week. It takes a lot. It really does. A lot of planning, a lot of rehearsal, a lot of this and that, and a lot of candles. You know what I mean? So, all right. Thank you so much for being here today. Is there anything else? Did I miss anything? Yeah. Oh. Okay. What you got?
One of the organizations that I'm in is the Sufi Ruhaniyat. It's an international organization, and led actually locally by a member, Linda McMakin. And she had this candlelighting thing on Zoom last night, and there was somebody from Australia, from Hawaii, from Toronto, and this is truly an international thing. But on Saturday at 4 p.m., she's got a candlelighting, like a universal worship service, Christmas caroling, and holiday snacks. So 4 p.m. at the Nectar Community on Antrim Drive.
Okay, very good. So there's no excuse. There's plenty to do this week, all right? I'm just saying. And so right after, Jim Carrey is going to be right up here sharing with us. And if you want to know more about Hawaii, and yes. Yes, thank you all for your support for the Veterans Christmas card. It's fantastic. You know, you guys are just wonderful. Come on, let's stand up. You're fantastic. Absolutely. Let's say together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. For wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All right. Have a great week. We'll see you Wednesday.